Hey guys, so no introductions, no fluff, no fancy artwork. We're just gonna jump right into this. So this video is about the GLI that we just picked up. Now don't be fooled by the title. This thing's perfect. This car's perfect, doesn't have a single problem. It's been great. So like I said, I gotta go to the store, so let's jump in the car and get rolling here. So here we go. Oh gosh. Okay. That's weird. Let's see. The door was unlocked. Let's see. So if I lock it and open the driver door, it still opens. Okay, that's annoying. We'll gloss over that. That's probably normal. Okay, not sure what was going on with the door there. I'm sure it's just a Volkswagen safety feature, but let's get going here, put in the key, and wait a minute. This reminds me of something. The truth. Okay, no. Anyway, this isn't a Touareg. This is gonna be all right. Here we go. Starting the car. All right, no check engine light. Okay, I'm not surprised that there isn't a check engine light. That's normal. This car doesn't typically have a check engine light, so yeah, this is exactly what I'm used to. No check engine light. It's a Mark 5 Volkswagen. That's how they are most of the time. All right, so let's get driving here. Like I said, no fluff. Put the car in reverse. Let's see. This is first. No, second. No, that's first. Okay, that's first. This is second. And that's third. Okay. All right. That's normal. Let's gloss over that fact there. Let's back up a little. All right. So like I said, this thing is perfect. It is without faults. Let me just check something. I do this with all my cars. No big deal. Just gotta check. Okay, the car was parked about here. So that might be an oil leak. Okay. Okay, we're good. It's normal. I always check to see if a car's leaking, just always, no reason. I own a lot of Volkswagens, and like I said, no reason. Now, like I said, do not be fooled by the title of this video, because, okay, well, the sun's in my face and the visor is not working right, and I gotta shift. Okay, we'll gloss over this one as well. Okay guys, all jokes aside, we'll get into this car in a second, but if you could do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. If you like the Mark 5, if you like our videos, hit subscribe so you can see more. But let's get into the reality of this car. As you can see, there are still a couple of issues with this GLI. Now, I couldn't help myself. Before I could even make a video about stuff that's wrong with the car, I've already kind of fixed things up. I'm sure you kind of noticed in the previous clips, but let's first, I have some footage of walking around the car when I first got it. So let's take a look at that right now. So when we first got the car, there's a couple of main things. One, the wheels really didn't look that great. One of the wheels was missing a center cap, and then the other wheels were missing the actual Volkswagen symbol within the center cap. The car itself was pretty dirty, so the car definitely was in need of cleaning up. And other than that, I mean, the nice thing about this car is there's not a lot of body damage. We don't really have a lot of dents or dings. There are some small things like scratches and stuff here and there, but honestly, I think with a little attention you could get rid of most of it. One of the things that really made this car look older than it was, or at least show its age, were the headlights. Okay, so that was the condition of the car when we got it. So I did a couple of things to make the car look a lot better. So let's take a look at that. So as you can see, we did a little bit of work on this already. A couple of things that we took care of. One are the wheels. We decided to pick up these wheels. I actually found these wheels super cheap. Part of me would prefer the kind of original wheels that came on this car, the Detroit Huffs. Now it is cool that they use kind of a similar style nowadays, but obviously these are off of a newer GTI. So I think it looks pretty cool. It's kind of like a spin-off because you've got the same style, really a very similar looking wheel. But honestly, these look a lot better. It would just be kind of the fact that these didn't come on the car. But I was able to pick these wheels up, all wheels with the tires, for 200 bucks. So that was kind of a steal. And we threw them on, and the car definitely looks a lot better. And I think it makes it look maybe a little bit newer with the wheels. Now we also spent the time to clean up the headlights. That didn't take much time at all. They look definitely a lot better. Now it's not all hazy. The other thing was the window tint. So the window tint previously was all messed up, peeling. The back window, as you can see, has some bubbles in it. So we spent the time, we still got to spend some more time doing it, but we got all the window tint off of this window, that window, this one, except for some small stuff. I'm not sure if you can see, but as you can see, it's kind of hard. I had to like use a razor blade to get this stuff off. But this window here has still got the tint. So the like plastic backing on the window tint was all peeling off, and then you kind of have the tint itself that stayed on the window. So kind of a pain and a big mess, especially if you're trying to get all this stuff off. So we mostly got that done. Like I said, we did the two front windows, and then that back window we just got to finish the other side, and then probably go around and get all the little scraps everywhere. That's pretty much it. I mean, I went over the car, we washed it yesterday, I clay barred it, so it looks a lot better. I've never really owned a red car, but I think this is pretty fitting as far as the GLI goes. Let's take it for a drive and we can talk about how it drives. This GLI actually drives really well. So a couple of things that I was nervous about this car, being that it had so many miles, I wondered if the bushings were all going to be worn out, you know, like suspension, control arm bushings, all that kind of stuff. I wondered if it would be pretty obvious once you start driving it. Now, the nice thing, and it's kind of hard to show you on camera, but the nice thing about it is it actually doesn't, everything feels great. Everything feels really good. It feels really tight. There's nothing that's like jumping out at you. The other thing I wanted to make sure of is the clutch. Now, I definitely did not want to have to do a clutch job on this, although it wouldn't have been too bad. I definitely did not want to pay for that. So luckily the clutch feels great. No issues, it's not slipping. It really just feels perfectly normal. So that's another good thing. But a couple of the issues that I pointed out in the first clip. Basically this door, so pretty common on these Mark V's for some reason, is the locking mechanism stops working. So as you can see, the driver's side door won't actually lock. And then what happens is you lock the car and the car thinks it's locked, but then when the door opens, the alarm goes off. When we first picked up the car, the visor was just dangling everywhere. I put in this the zip tie to keep it from falling down and hitting me in the face. But the visor definitely still needs to get sorted. So when we first got this car was leaking just a little bit of oil, just kind of a dripping here and there. But I think it was leaking for quite a while because the whole bottom of the car and the top of the transmission was covered in oil, like absolutely covered. It looks like we found the source of the oil leak. Look at all this. This thing has been leaking for some time. Look at all this buildup. It's disgusting. It's completely coating the entire transmission and then also underneath the car. And it's crazy how it's just this. So this right here, you can see it's wet on the bottom and everything underneath it. Especially if you look at this hose, it's dry here, but then it gets wet. Okay guys, there you go. The new one's in, real simple. Just 3 bolts. Here's the old one. So you got 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3, that's it. We just had to change out the vacuum pump. Super common, not sure why, but a lot of these Volkswagens, I've had to change out so many of those vacuum pumps before. I sprayed down the car really good, and we'll definitely be able to see, 1, if it starts dripping again, but then 2, if there's another leak somewhere else, we'll actually be able to identify it, because before the whole thing was just covered in oil. Now what I think is nice about this car is that it's the more basic, it's the stripped down version of the GLI. So you have the cloth seats, which I think looks so good. You are missing, there is no sunroof, which is awesome. Sunroof is just a pain. And then no heated seats, which heated seats are nice, but it just means less to go wrong and kind of less weight, I guess, even though this car's not really anything that quick. Okay guys, that's it. This is our Mark 5 GLI, all cleaned up. Well, mostly cleaned up. I think the wheels ended up looking really good, but there's definitely, we're kind of in a midway point right now in this video. It's a little weird, but I just could not help myself as far as cleaning up the car, finding the wheels, and putting everything together. So let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Make sure and hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which would be awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next one.